Hey, you're watching Music for Miles, your go-to source for all things audio and guitar. Today we're looking at one of Donner's newest models. This is the DST-700, one of the highest end guitars you could buy currently from Donner. We're gonna put it through the paces, take this thing fully apart, we're gonna record with it, put it in a mix, and I'm gonna give you my honest feedback. Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael. This is Music for Miles, and today we'll be focusing on the DST-700 from Donner. I have the model here in forest green with the single humbucker setup. So what you just heard in the beginning was this guitar fully in a mix. I was pleasantly surprised at how good and how dynamic these pickups sounded. Now that was more of a doomy kind of metal song. When I go through the sound demos, we'll definitely cover a lot of the cleans because this does have two single coil pickups built into it. It has a humbucker, and you actually split that humbucker into single too. So while you can get those monstrous metal tones using this guitar, it's very dynamic. You could play funk, blues, jazz, all kinds of other stuff on it, and we're gonna cover that in a bit. So to kick off this video, and before we dive into the specifications and the appointments on this guitar, why don't we talk about what comes in the box when you order this. Now, of course, you'll get the DST-700. Since it is a higher end model from Donner, you do get a higher end gig bag compared to a lot of the other DST Seeker series models. This is gonna be a semi-rigid gig bag. You have a very large pocket in here that you can put all of your cables. Currently, it just comes with like the case candy and instructions, which we're gonna go over. Now, you are gonna get various Allen wrenches, which you can use to adjust the action on the guitar. And then it comes with an instruction manual here. Now this instruction manual is very straightforward, but it kind of labels the components, the parts, how to troubleshoot with the guitar, common issues and how to fix them. So let's dive into the specifications of this model. I have the forest green model here. There are currently two available. One is raw mahogany, which is the natural wood tone, and the other is this forest green. The mahogany model is going to have two humbuckers, then you'll have coil splits on both humbuckers. The green version is going to have a humbucker and two single coils. Now the forest green model is also going to come with roasted maple necks, so you will have a one-piece roasted maple neck and a roasted maple fingerboard, which I think looks absolutely stellar. Aside from the neck material, the body material is also different between the two. So the forest green model is going to be basswood, and then the natural model is going to be mahogany. Now, both of these models do have 22 medium jumbo frets, and they both are going to share a 12-inch radius. The neck profile on this is modern C, so you can get a little bit of speed and ease with this, but it's also very, very comfortable to play chords. You are going to get an authentic bone nut, which is great. Tuning stability so far has been excellent. Both models are going to feature Donner's locking tuners. There is a small string tree here, and you do get that Donner logo. Now moving on to the neck, you are going to have mother of pearl inlays on that roasted maple fretboard. Now the fret material on here was not disclosed on their website, but it does look like they're using stainless steel frets. Now once you get to the very bottom of the neck, you are going to have a single action truss rod, and the adjustment is at the bottom just like you see on some Fenders and Music Man models. I love truss rod wheels versus having to use an Allen key at the top. It's much easier to adjust, and you can actually keep the strings on while you're adjusting it too. Now moving below that, we do have our pickup setup here. These top two pickups here have no branding on them. I'm being told they're custom wound pickups for Donner, and the bottom one here does say Tone Design, but I believe that is another custom OEM pickup that Donner developed as well. Going along with those pickups, we do get a single volume and we do get a tone. These are premium knobs. They feel really, really good. We do have a 5-way position here. It's worth noting that if you're in the bridge position, you could pull out the tone knob and it will split the coils on the bridge pickup to give you those strat type tones. Now, something new for Donner is this 2-point trim system, which is utilizing stainless steel components. So your saddles and the bridge itself are made of stainless steel. You do get an adjustable truss rod arm. There's an adjustment point right here. So if you do like it, like I have here, you don't want your truss arm like flying around, you could definitely tighten it up. Now moving to the back, you do have a tapered neck joint, which is very comfortable. And even if your thumb is hitting the back here where the body meets the neck, I could still easily reach the top fret with my hand. No problem. Again, you do have that steel block on the back of the trim, comes with 3 springs pre-adjusted, and that is where your ground cable is going to be wired. Then we do have our electronics cavity here as well. It does come with standard strap buttons, nothing too fancy there. And it is going to come pre-installed with extra lights. I put 10s on this, it comes with 9s. So if you are going to be changing the strings to 10s, you're gonna have to definitely reset the action on this guitar. All right, so now that we went over the appointments and specifications, why don't we tear this thing apart, take a look at the neck cavity, take a look at the electronics, and see what's going on the inside of this model. So here's the neck pocket. It was really smooth. There's no chips, no issues. Obviously they didn't paint in there. You can see the raw tone of the wood, which is very nice. Also gives me opportunity to kind of give you a better look at the pickups, a little closer look at some of the knobs and the hardware. Look very nice. These are premium knobs, very nice knobs, and they have an adjustment here. So here's what the neck looks like, completely off the body. You have your Donner logo up top. And as we go down, we do have the roasted maple neck. All the way to the bottom where we have our truss rod adjustment. We flip it over. This is fully roasted, even on the spot that's covered up by the neck. Here's our little holes. But so far so good. This is a really high quality instrument. All right, so it looks like we just have our tone, our volume, our 5-way selection switch, and it looks like I don't even know what this is for. There's a third one on here. Let's check this out. I am very confused. Donner, you might need to explain this to me, but here's all of our electronics. It's routed pretty cleanly. It's recessed, which I really like, so it's not gonna stick out, hit the back of you. I don't know what this is. There's nothing in there. It's empty. Very confusing. Maybe future expansion to put something in there if you want. All right, so here's a better look at the electronics. You can see the 5-way switch in there. We do have some braided cables, some pretty high quality cables, which is nice. This pot here is going to be your coil split, and then it looks like we have another mini pot here, a mini 500K pot on the inside. They're actually using really high quality screws on this too. Like so far, I'm really impressed with this build. And look at that, wow. So their pickup adjustment on the back, they're using foam and they're using springs. The routes are very well done. So far, so good on this. Let's pull out the neck pickups. The cover comes off first. So we just have a nice plastic cover. All right, so here's our middle pickup here. You can see the wound single coil. This has the label 50 on it, and this also has some foam on the back here that you can use to adjust the pickup height. So if you want to go up and down a little bit, you do have a little flexibility there. Again, here's all the winds. You can see the copper wire. Again, all of these are done very well. So all that's left for me to do is I'm gonna reassemble this thing, put some brand new strings on it. I'm gonna be using Diodario mediums, and we're gonna do a sound demo. Sounds really cool. So what I'm gonna do now is just play a riff. Same thing, cycle through the different pickup positions. guys, there you have it. That was the tone sample with this guitar. Now, what is my honest feedback on this model? Now, this is going to be the most expensive guitar in their current lineup at MSRP of $599, but you could currently get $100 off on Donner's website, so you're looking about around $500 for this guitar. Now, that's probably twice as much as some of their other models that you're gonna find on Amazon, but this is light years ahead of those models when it comes to the quality and the components that are being used on this guitar. The neck profile was extremely comfortable. I'm convinced that it's using stainless steel frets, even though they don't label that online. I have, several other guitars that use stainless steel. This does not look like nickel frets. This is one of the best baked maple jobs I've ever seen on a neck. So just to give a side-by-side, here is my Charvel bass with a baked maple fretboard. And you can tell this one is much more rich and it looks more caramely. So if you do like those deeper, rich baked maple finishes, this is definitely gonna hit that mark for you. Now, I was very impressed with the pickups on this guitar. They are tone design pickups, but this humbucker could definitely keep up with the higher gain tones with metal, hard rock, stuff like that. And then you can also split it to get those strat tones, which is great. Now, there's very low noise with these pickups. There's lots of clarity and dynamics. I also really like the 2 single coils on here. And overall, I really think this is gonna give Ibanez, Charvel, and Fender a run for their money. All right, so that was my review of the DST-700. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna try to get the mahogany version on the channel at some point, but if you'd like to buy this, you can get a link below. Like I said, it's about $100 off right now, fully worth the money. Love to hear from you guys. What did you think about this model? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you like me to review next on the channel? And until next time, I am Michael. This is Music for Miles. See ya.